discriminant. Is it going to have 1, 2, or no solutions? Is this parabola going to have 1, 2, or no solutions? Charles? 2? No solutions, right. Why is it going to have no solutions? Because it's a negative. Now this is what today's lesson is. Can you identify the A, B, and C of the quadratic equation? Can you plug it into the discriminant? If it's negative, it has no solutions. If it's positive, it has 2 solutions, and if it's 0, it has how many solutions? None. If it's 0, if the discriminant is 0, it has 1 solution. Okay, let's look at this quadratic equation real quick. Let's see if we can answer the question. Is it going to open up or down? Yeah. Why do you think this parabola of 3x squared minus 2x plus 2 is going to open down? I want you to look at this equation right here. We talked about this before in another lesson.
No, it's going to open.
How do you know it's going to open up? What's positive? The 3. So if the x squared is positive, it opens up. Somebody else, if it opens up, does it have a minimum or a maximum vertex? Minimum or maximum vertex? A maximum vertex if it opens up. Why?
Because
help her out, Marcus.
Because it has a low point.
It has a low point. If it opens up, it has a low point, right? So even though we're only talking about the discriminants today, don't forget about the other stuff we talked about. Does it open up or down? That was one of our characteristics of parabola. So starting with that, looking at this equation, is it going to open up or down? Curtis, why? What's positive? The 2 in the x squared term, right? Somebody identify A, B, and C. All 3. MacGyver.
2, 11, and 12.
2, 11, and 12. Okay. And MacGyver, we plug it in as this, right? B squared is 11 squared minus 4 times 2 times 12. What's 11 squared, everybody? 121. What is 4 times 2?
8.
Well, in this case, somebody already took the sign. What is just 4 times 2? 8. And then what is 8 times 12? 96. What's 121 minus 96? Take a second to answer that. 121 minus 96. Yes.
It's basically Marcus, Robert, and Maya.
Okay, they'll be down in a second. Announcement? Same thing from Ms. Bacon. All right. Ariana. Okay. We got 25. This is a positive number. So, Bianca, how many times will this parabola cross the x-axis? It's a positive. You can also refer to the bottom of the page where it says the discriminant. Shorthand. If it's a positive number, how many times is this parabola going to cross the x-axis? Robert? 2. So, if the discriminant is positive, there are 2 solutions. Really quickly, what are the A, B, and C? So we're about to get to your first, check it out. A, B, and C of this quadratic equation. Yes?
A is 1, B is 8, and C is 16.
Class is going to open up or down? Why? One person. Why is this parabola open up? Yeah?
The x squared is positive.
There's no number there.
It's 1.
Exactly. All right, A, B, and C. Plug it into the discriminant. Go ahead and solve that part since I have it up there for you. I need 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 16. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up. George? 0. 64 minus 64 is 0. So, class, if it's a 0 as the discriminant, how many times is this parabola going to cross the x-axis? Everybody. 1. I heard 1 and I heard none. So I need one person to tell me which one it is. Yes. Dimitri. Why? And who remembers what I said about when the discriminant is 0? What part of the parabola is that? That's touching the x-axis. If I said it right before we started example. If 0 is the discriminant, what part of the parabola is touching the x-axis? Darian? Not that equation has more than one solution. I'm talking about what part of the parabola. Think about the U-shaped graph. We said it's opening up. What part of the parabola is touching the x-axis if the discriminant is 0? Yes. The vertex, because it's the one point. The vertex is also known as the what or the what? Minimum or maximum, right. So it was 0, there's one solution. On your own, go. 1 minute from the top. I want you to identify A, B, and C, plug it into the discriminant. Tell me if it's going to have 1, 2, or no solutions at all. Robert, Miles, Marcus. You'll go after example 2. Anybody need more time? All right, good. McIver, what's the A, B, and C?
A, B, C is 2, -2, and 3.
Yep. Cameron, what's the discriminant formula? What are we plugging the A, B, and C into? Okay, I want you to be sure, hands down. The discriminant. Look at this paper that I gave you before class. What is the formula for the discriminant? It's a part of the quadratic formula. It's not the whole thing.
X equals.
I don't want you to tell me the quadratic formula, Cameron. I want you to tell me what is the discriminant. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Actually, I won't. Give her a hint of where to find the discriminant in the quadratic formula. I'm not the only person in the room that knows this. Where's she going to find it? Josh?
It's in the root, the square root.
It's in the root. So what is in the square root? What would you plug in? What would you plug this into? Lacey, sit up. Go ahead.
B squared minus 4AC.
Yeah. So you plug it into b squared minus 4ac. There you go. And it equals -2 squared minus 4 times 2 times 3. Now you already have an answer for it, so Callie, what'd you get? -20. Another -20. If it's a negative number, no matter what the negative is, what does this tell us about the number of solutions that this parabola will have? Renee? It will have none, right? And what are the other 3 names for solution? Just for good measure, other 3 names for the solutions of a quadratic function. Give me 3 names that I can say. I said, how many of these would this quadratic equation have? Kennedy? Uh-huh. Now zeros of a solution, Miles. Zeros of a function, right? There are no real solutions. There are no roots. There are no zeros of a function. There are no x-intercepts because this parabola doesn't cross the x-axis. Second one, I'm going to give you a little less time because I want you to get to example 2 really quickly, but go ahead and identify A, B, and C. And these are smaller numbers that you're working with. What's the discriminant? Right. All right, that was the bell. So we're going to stop here. We'll get to example two